What's up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to talk about the future of Call of Duty and where I think the franchise should be heading in the near future. We all know COD is a juggernaut in the gaming industry, and despite what you see online, the idea that COD is dead really comes from a loud minority. There are still millions of players who buy and play this game every single year, no matter what. For me personally, Call of Duty is my favorite gaming franchise, despite its obvious flaws. Things like SBMM, the crazy skins, and some questionable gameplay decisions over the years, especially from Infinity Ward, definitely hurt the experience. But even with all that, COD is still the franchise I care about the most. Right now, COD is kind of in the hot seat, mainly from gamers who don't actually play the game year to year, and instead judge it from the outside looking in. And I find that interesting because if you ask people who actually play COD every year and are currently playing BO7, the general consensus is that the game is pretty good. Honestly, I even argue it's the best entry in the modern COD era, which I consider everything from Modern Warfare 2019 to BO7. Now, let's be clear, the campaign is really bad, and I don't even think the most diehard COD fan would try to defend it. But if you objectively look at the other three modes that BO7 has to offer, they're all really solid and provide a lot of content that goes beyond just grinding camos. I won't get into the specifics for this video, but if you're on the fence about buying BO7, I'd actually recommend it. It brings back that classic COD feel and gameplay that players have been asking for from the devs for years. When it comes to the future of the franchise, I think there are three key things COD needs to do to rebuild consumer goodwill. And even though things feel rough right now, let's not forget the stretch between Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare 2019 before Warzone dropped. COD was in a similar position back then and still managed to bounce back and dominate the gaming space once again for a time being. So, the first thing COD needs to do, in my opinion, is find a better balance in multiplayer gameplay from year to year. Right now, we have three main developers, and one of them being Infinity Ward, honestly doesn't even seem to care about the core identity of COD. Since Modern Warfare 2019, Infinity Ward has absolutely destroyed their reputation when it comes to making a multiplayer experience that's fun and replayable. They've ruined the flow of multiplayer by making horrible maps, removing perks like Dead Silence, removing red dots from the minimap, which I still don't understand. That was like a really brain dead decision. And everyone's favorite, adding 1,000 doors to every map they make. From the outside looking in, this might sound like small decisions, but they massively impact how the game feels, and at this point, it barely even feels like COD for those games. On the other hand, you have Treyarch and Sledgehammer who actually respect the COD identity. Their gameplay decisions focus on flow, pacing, and overall fun, rather than trying to reinvent the wheel in ways that make the game feel obnoxious to play. So, my solution here is simple: stick to the gameplay formula used in recent Treyarch and Sledgehammer games. In my opinion, a Modern Warfare 4 with the toned down BO7 style gameplay philosophy would honestly be perfect for almost every type of COD player who plays the game year to year. Now, the second issue I think is the inconsistent post launch content for each COD game. Right now, we get games like BO6, which feel completely dry, and then games like Modern Warfare 3 and BO7, where post launch content is stacked and actually exciting. That inconsistency sucks as a player because it makes you feel like you get completely shafted the previous year. I'm not saying we should go back to season passes and 4 DLC packs, as the current system is definitely better, but there definitely needs to be a standard for each season. For example, each season could guarantee something like 2 zombie maps, 4 new multiplayer maps, and 3 new weapons. That's just an example, but I think having a baseline like this would make every seasonal update feel meaningful and actually give players something to look forward to and not have to worry about what they're getting each season. And my third and final point, which might be a hot take depending on the person, but it has to do with Warzone integration. At this point, I think Warzone and traditional COD need to be separated. Both player bases are suffering because dev teams are constantly splitting their time between the main game and Warzone. The solution here, I think, would be just to permanently dedicate one dev team or even a new dev team exclusively to Warzone. This would allow each team to focus entirely on their own game without forcing everything to be integrated. It would also finally let things like Warzone style plating and zombies or the gunsmith dominating multiplayer to be removed, because Warzone will have its own separate ecosystem and would be a separate identity from the core multiplayer gameplay experience. Overall, if COD can fix these few things, I generally believe the franchise can rebuild their trust and enter even another golden era. Because at the end of the day, COD is a huge franchise, and at its core, it is one of the best first person shooter games there is on the market. There's nothing that really feels like COD, You don't really get the same dopamine for in other games as you do in COD when you go on a kill streak or you're leading up to that nuke. There really is no other game like it. So I think if they just, you know, lock in a little bit, change these few things, and get back on track, I think the franchise can still be in a good position moving forward. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comments if you play COD and are wondering the same thing. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.